Hey everyone, Kevin here. In another tournament, I gotta be honest with you, I don't even know which tournament number this is. I've played a couple since the last video, and I was not able to record the sessions completely. Due to that reason, I'm not able to post those videos. Another issue with the sound file, and that's why we're here. Without those tournaments recorded. So today I'm gonna attempt to record this one, and if everything goes good, then we'll go ahead and upload it. Now, something interesting here is hold on. Something interesting here is okay, so we started on it. When was it that we started? I believe right here is when we started employing Snyder's strategy, and we've played 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So this is tournament 12 that I'm currently playing in, because there's one additional tournament, one that I played right after this one that I finished in the money at, which is good, right? So we finished in the money. Not only did we finish in the money, we finished at the final table. We busted out in 7th place. So we've played these 12 tournaments, and out of those 12 tournaments, we have placed in the money 3 times. Which 3 times out of 12 tournaments isn't too bad, I guess. And they've all been the 3 times that we have. As soon as this tournament shows on officialpokerrankings.com, I'll show it to you just so you guys see it. We've finished at the final table, actually, in all 3 of our money caches. So we got a 9th place here, a 3rd place here, and the next one that's going to show up here shortly is going to be a 7th place win, and I believe that was $10 or $11. It was a $2.20 tournament, so the 7th place position only paid $7. Now, another thing I want to point out is this tournament here is a $5.50 tournament. I don't plan on playing too many of these, because this is actually way over my what my bankroll dictates to play tournaments to play in. Hold on one second. So actually $1, $2 max is really what my bankroll will allow. So I don't have too much money invested in this yet. So this is gonna skew, just like these other, like these $11 tournaments here. It's gonna skew the return on investment, because there are such big buy-ins in comparison to what I normally buy in a $1 or $2 tournament, that that's what's kind of I played 3 $11 tournaments that I paid for out of my bankroll. Really shouldn't have done that, because my bankroll did not allow for it, but so that comes to $33. Now, if that would have been 33 $1 tournaments we could have played in, rather than just the 3 $11 tournaments. So just to give you an idea as to how that works there. So okay, so you guys saw that, and here we are. Like I said, I think this is tournament 12, and we'll go ahead and try to employ some of Snyder's tactics here, and we will see exactly how that works out for us. So hopefully it'll work out good. Hopefully we'll keep this in the money finish scenario going. So let's try it. We have Jack 4 suited in the small blind. Nobody's shown any aggression pre-flop, so I went ahead and bet. Now we have a flush draw. So we got a total of 15 outs right now. 15 cards in the deck that can turn in our favor. So I'll bet again. Yeah, and we'll just take the pot down there. So kind of like it when that happens. You have a big draw, you bet, and people just fold. So you take the pot down actually with nothing. It's not a bad situation there. As you guys might have seen if you happen to watch the previous tournament that I recorded. It's one where we did not finish in the money. You would have seen that I used a lot of aggression in that game, and it didn't really get us very far. So then I also used a lot of aggression, like Snyder recommends, in the other tournaments after I played, and you'll see that it was very effective. We picked up quite a few pots simply by being aggressive, and added to our chip stack because of that. I wish I was able to capture that on film, so to speak, but I was not able to. It's a little bit too high. So I'm going to do something I have yet to do in this video series, which is play 2 tournaments at once. Kind of like to do that. It keeps you on your toes, keeps the action going, although sometimes you might miss a few things or make some wrong moves. I've heard there's people out there that play like anywhere from 16 to like 24 tables at a time, and I don't understand how they can do that and still be effective at it. But hey, if you could do it, more power to you. 2 is the max that I like to go, and this is the second tournament, which is a $200 guaranteed rebuy add-on tournament, and I like to rebuy right off the bat. I think having more chips gives you an advantage. Some people like to start from the ground up, but to each his own. We're going to represent that we have the jack here, or the 10 I mean. See if he believes us or not. He might have the 10. Or he could be on a flush draw. Either way, he's representing that he has a hand. I don't think he'd raise here unless he was on a flush draw or had the 10. I definitely think he's got the 10, so you see our add-on chips were added. And if you guys are wondering why I called with such a poor hand there, it's one of the, oh man, that figures. It's one of the tactics that Snyder recommends employing, is if you're in the big blind and there's nobody else in the pot except for you in the small blind, and if the small blind raises a standard raise, which is 2 to 4 times the big blind, then he recommends calling in that position, and which is what we did. So he also recommends calling, as I've said numerous times in other videos. He also recommends calling with any 2 cards in late position. Sorry, not late position. On the button, if there is any number of limpers, or if it's been raised to standard raise. So that's why you saw me do that there. And you're going to see me do that quite a bit throughout these tournaments. Yeah. overall, I mean, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but overall, I think from the tournaments I've played that making these late position plays ends up being very profitable in the long run. A lot of people think you're making moves, and sometimes you are, but they don't know for certain, you know, because you could wake up with a big hand in late positions, so they're not sure if you have a hand or not, or you could flop a monster, or you know, you could just have a flat out good hand. And it kind of, people who pay attention and are noticing the aggression in late position and the calling and the raising and all that kind of stuff really don't know what to put you on, because you're doing it with any two cards, so you could pretty much have anything. And I think that intimidates a lot of players, at least players who pay attention to whether or not somebody is calling and raising a lot on the button and in late position. So with that said, if it's folded around to me, I'm going to go ahead and call here with this 10-7. And we got Jack 10. I'm just going to call here. Call there too. I'm going to call this here. And I'm going to fold this here. Wow. I'll fold that down and we will be back. So here we had King 7 in the small blind. I called the big blind and we turned a king. He's raising us. He might have 2 pair here, maybe 10 jack. I'll find out. Yeah, 2 pairs is what I figured. I'll go ahead and put in a little late position raise here. Now sometimes in these rebuy add-on tournaments, you'll notice that people play a lot looser, and they might go in all in a lot more with hands that they normally wouldn't, just because they can, you know, easily rebuy back in. So you'll see that quite a bit in these tournaments. Oh, I did not realize this was a turbo tournament. Kind of vowed not to put turbo tournaments in this testing phase here. Shoot. That's alright. Alright, well, we'll see how we doing it. A7 suited in the small blind. Down here, got a couple callers. We'll see what resonates. Somebody might be playing something like Ace 10 or Ace Jack. Don't know offhand. Doesn't look like they like their hands. So. Open-ended straight draw. I'm gonna bet it. I enjoy being aggressive. Almost had that 8 there. I'm gonna keep up the aggression. And I'm even gonna fire a third shot just in case he had a 9-2. Yep, and it was enough to take the pot down. lot of players sometimes get scared to throw out that third barrel, but sometimes it works for you, sometimes it doesn't. But you know, when it does work, you can get some chips out of it. So I don't know. I just like to be aggressive in the game. I think it. I think the long-term benefits of being aggressive are greater than the short-term benefits of being conservative. So passive. Here we have 8-3, it's called the small blind, flop top pair. And we didn't want to see that. We'll bet it anyway. It's enough to take down the pot. Here's an instance of calling on the button, and we got quite a few players. It's a multi-way pot, so we can't. Would have been nice to have been able to steal it, but it's not going to happen here. Are you kidding me? Gotta love it when that happens. Could have had top two pair. Just curious how this hand's going to turn out. Yeah, don't get to see their cards. Alright, we're in late position. Not on the button, but I do have pocket deuces. Let's see if we could, and he's kind of hoping the button. So here we have ace jack in the big blind. We're most likely going to play this hand unless somebody happens to go all in on it. Even then we might play it. Just got a standard raise here, which is good, and we didn't flop anything. Sometimes in these situations I like to call, and if he checks, try to steal it on the turn a river, and we just got ourselves a straight draw, or straight, so it's going to be a bet for me, and it's going to be me taking down the pot. Got two clubs out there. I like to make it a little bit more pricey with flush draws when they're out there. Small blind, gonna call a 3-8 suited. Normally wouldn't call here. I don't know why I did. Let's see this HRM. Don't have much on her. I'm gonna try to take a stab at this pot down here. Didn't work. We got a okay. We're out of this one. Just gonna check this in case he's got a jack. I forgot this guy was here in a minute. Put in a late position raise. Gonna go ahead and pretend like we got something here. It's enough to take down the pot. Alright, so players who have this here, these stats, will kind of know my play. And like I was saying earlier, they might think I'm just making a move here, but I got a premium hand, so of course, well, I guess they don't pay attention too much, apparently. Or they just didn't feel like fighting back, one or the other. Got ace queen, gonna put in another raise. Flop does not hit us. I'm still gonna keep up the aggression. And it's enough to get some chips. So see, I'm in the big blind here. Gonna raise it because it's just me and the small blind, and that had to happen. And a straight draw. Just gonna check here. Yeah. Figured he might have had a jack. Three to 1 odds. No flush draw. Oh, and I hate when that happens. Yeah. It's got 11 outs. See, I wasn't following my game plan of betting there. Might have been able to take that little pot down. Should have raised that guy with 2 pair with the possibility of straight draws out there. So we flop bottom pair. Getting 7 to 1 pot odds. Now we're only getting 2 to 1. Yep, not good. Pocket nines, we got a raise. It's pretty standard. Ace jack up here. Go ahead and raise that. We didn't flop a set. Tony's a shark. He 4 or 3 bets 8% of the time. So this lady throws out a bet here. I'll call this and just see what happens. Wonderful. Yep. Do not like this situation. being the fact that Tony only pre-flop raises 6% of the time, and he threw in a 3-bet there. Kind of guessing he probably had a pretty high pocket pair, maybe ace king, but most likely aces or kings or something of that nature. Queens, jacks. And you can see he's got the shark symbol. Sharks are considered to be statistically the best poker players, so gotta watch out for them.